Behind the Curtain, a deep dive into the latest audience platform updates. So basically, we're going to be covering all the things that we pushed over 2020. Well, not all the things, because there are a lot of things behind the scenes that we pushed as well, but some of the major updates that we made to our platform in 2023. The reason being is there might be some that you're already using, but there also might be some that you missed. And so the goal is to highlight all of those. So welcome everyone to the webinar. There may be a few people trickling in, but let's go ahead and go over the agenda for today. But first, I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Tim Sessions. I'm the Director of Client Services. If you're a veteran to these webinars, you've probably heard my voice, but this may be the first time that you're seeing my face. I figured with the title like Behind the Curtain, we might as well go live with video as well, get a little expression behind these webinars. So thank you so much for joining. With me, I have Ross. Ross, why don't you tell a little bit about yourself?
Hey, thanks, Tim. Hey, everyone. My name is Ross Solanoa. I've been with the company for about 5 years now. And I work on the product team, a little bit of product, a little bit of help with the devs, but mainly product. So yeah, glad to be here.
Thanks. And Ross is you'll see his hand in a lot of the stuff that we're talking about today. So I felt like it'd be appropriate to bring him on, and we'll hear more from him a little bit later. So thank you so much, Ross. Now, the first one I wanted to discuss is the reason behind everything that we're talking about today, and it's the database upgrade. If you were able to lift up the hood of Audience, you'd find that we've upgraded our database to a renowned distributed SQL database. That's kind of a technical term, but what it allows us to do is be faster with intention as far as loading features, database queries, things like that. It allows us to deliver up to 100 times faster analytics, deliver queries in milliseconds, and it allows us to scale in infinite ways. Again, another reason why I brought Ross on here to talk more about that later. This upgrade isn't something that you'll see with your own eyes per se, but you'll be able to experience it. And it's the main driving force behind several other updates that we'll be discussing in this presentation. We didn't take transitioning our SQL database lightly. We wanted to make sure that it was the best fit for not only us, but for all of you. So I just wanted to give a quick shout out to the development team for the countless hours they spent upgrading Audience to the new system. With the new system, let's talk about stats and reporting. That may be an area where you've seen some of the most changes as you're running your campaigns and wanting to see how they perform. Our updated stats and reporting wouldn't be possible without this database upgrade I previously mentioned. So let's take a look at several areas where we've polished these up. So up on the screen here, I have just some screenshots of the dashboard, and I wanted to point out a few ways that we've upgraded the look and feel. So we've updated the stats page to be easier to digest, with a quick menu to display entry and engagement analytics, to cleaner color contrasts on the graphs. These pages should be easily presentable. And it's our hope that you've noticed that they load near instantly. And something that we've done is, as you hit a section on the stats page on a campaign, you'll notice as you scroll, the analytics load quickly. Instead of trying to load a whole page at once, this just streamlines the loading process. Again, that's the previously mentioned database upgrade working behind the scenes for you. So let's talk about some other areas where we've updated the database here. You'll see that we have the order. You can see how you can segment between the last 7 days, campaign start and end, and then of course custom as well. So wanted to point that out. So now let's talk about real-time stats. So in the past, we've actually had to put some stats on a 24-hour delay just to make sure that it wasn't taxing our servers and causing any sort of delays on campaign performance. And then there were and these were on pages where there would be a lot of traffic. So like your campaigns page screen where you would visit that the most, and then you jump into a particular page to set up. So some of those stats were on a 24-hour delay, and we get a lot of questions like, hey, why is this campaign only showing 500 entries, but you jump in and it's actually 750 entries on the actual campaign stat page? Well, we've eliminated that with some real-time stats here. So again, just showing some screenshots of what that looks like. But yeah, gone are the days which stats updates instantly versus having those 24-hour delays. Our stats now update in real time. This is especially useful when tracking the performance of live campaigns. Couple of questions. Did your talent just announce a giveaway on air? Did Taylor Swift announce a new tour and you're giving away tickets? Did a newscast just display a campaign QR code on live TV? You can jump into audience now and see how the real-time stats update so you can pinpoint exactly what's moving the needle in your campaigns. One of my favorite features that we've added, it's right on the home screen. It's the active users in the last hour. This is a particularly fun one for me to watch because if you have access to all accounts across your network, so if you have a parent account with child accounts, it displays an aggregate of people engaging with your campaigns across all accounts. So that's a pretty cool one. That's the big, tall blue bars that you see on your homepage and also here on the screen. Next up is the audience platform and insights. These are pages that we've had available for quite some time. However, we did do a refresh here. So you may have already noticed that we've updated the look and feel of the audience and platform insights. But for those of you who are admins of accounts with larger databases, did you notice how fast these pages now load? Again, I can't stop touting the database upgrade. It's the unsung hero here. Audience Insights clues you in on how your campaigns are driving audience growth month over month, while Platform Insights fill you in on the types of campaigns that are being created within your network and how your team is engaging with the audience platform. It was important for us to make sure you could quickly and easily access this information. Now, an update that may have gone unnoticed that I wanted to personally point out is with the CSV that you can download from your Insight pages. If you manage a network of accounts, we've added a tier column. You'll see that on that smaller screenshot there with the 1 and 2. This makes it easier to manipulate the data using a spreadsheet tool, such as pivot tables. Using TV and radio as an example, tier 1 would be the master account, tier 2, the market account, tier 3, the station accounts, and so on. So that's a nice little addition if you're into working your spreadsheet magic. Okay, you've probably heard us talk about this quite a bit throughout 2023, but I just wanted to reiterate this was a pretty major update added to our platform that was made available to everyone without any sort of account upgrade. But that is the Leads portal. Here at Audience, we tout numerous integrations to various CRMs, but with thousands of options out there, it's impossible for us to integrate with everything. That's where Leads portal comes into play. Let's dive into how it works exactly. So when you add an email opt-in to your campaign, you'll notice you can connect it to an integration or connect it to a partner. When you connect it to a partner, you can add in an email address and it will automatically send those leads to that partner's email address versus through a third-party integration. What's nice about the Leads portal, I just have some highlights up here on the screen. There's no integrations required. It continuously delivers leads through the campaign or all at once. It delivers secure data across, password protected emails, frequency customized to partners' preferences. And what that means is you can choose how often you want that leads portal to send, and it delivers those leads directly to your partners' inboxes. And you can only send leads, or you can set it up to only send leads during appropriate times of the day. So up on the screen here, you'd see what a partner would see in their email inbox when leads become available. So what does your partner see? They'll receive an email notification when these new leads are available. This email includes secure single-use links to download new or all of the leads. Partners may request a new secure link on demand because that link does have an expiration time on it. And the email comes from addresses in your account settings. If no address is set, it will come from audience. So if you have access to update your accounts and you want your vanity email to deliver these, you can set that in your account settings. So let's talk a little bit about the notification schedule. The email frequency can be up to 4 times per hour or as little as once per year and anywhere in between. Emails only delivered when new leads are available, and emails can be scheduled to be paused in the evening or at night, then resume in the morning. Then the portal itself, let's say your partner is sponsoring multiple campaigns, that will get a list view of the leads available to them. Another nice little feature that is kind of like a side feature but could be powerful is that they'll see the stats of that contest as well. So you'll see there's a little stat bar available next to the download button. They may download all the leads at once or leads up to that point. If they're involved in multiple campaigns, again, they'll have this list view, and the status of the campaign will be visible to your partners along with numbers of leads available. Another big feature that we added in 2023 was our tag manager. Again, we've talked about this a couple of times last year, but it is something that I'd like to highlight here because as we get into 2024 and we see articles about Google's war on cookies and eliminating those in the Chrome browser, understanding your first and zero party data is more important than ever. So as segmenting and targeted data becomes more and more important, it's our hope that campaign tagging has become an important part of your strategy. If it hasn't, it's not too late to start. A nice thing about our campaigns is you can actually or our platform is you can retroactively add tags to previous campaigns. So to expound upon that just a little bit, rather than tagging an entry with the specified tag, you can tag your campaign so all entrants who enter that campaign are associated with that tag. And so that's how retroactive tagging works. We know that there's a few other systems out there that append the tag to the individual. In this case, it appends the individual to the tag. I guess you could look at it that way. So we built this tag manager at the request of one of our customers. I wanted to shout that out because we do take a look at feature requests and we do consider them. So thank you if you know who you are, if you're on this and know who you are, thank you so much. And this tag manager helps create cohesion between tags across a network or on individual accounts. Tagging has been a feature on our campaign builder for a while, but the tag manager streamlines the process. So let's again take a quick look. Up here on the screen is a typical sweepstakes, and under the more settings button under the schedule is where you'll find the tagging capability. But with Tag Manager, you can actually add preset tags to choose from. So again, pointing this out, you'll see as you begin to type in your campaign tag, the preset tag will appear as choices using predictive text. Keep in mind though, that when Tag Manager is enabled on your account, you can only choose from predetermined tags. The idea behind this is to have a robust tagging system, but to also mitigate any typos or orphan tags through manual entry. If you like the flexibility in creating tags on the fly, right within the campaign you're building, then maybe our old system might work best for you, but this gives control at the top level down of what campaigns are being tagged with. So while you're within the tag manager, you can see how the cascading effect of tagging works within our system. So let's say you want to tag a campaign with country music. If country music was a child tag of the music of the greater music tag, then music gets appended to the campaign as well. So you can see how you're building an interest profile on your campaign participants. Generally speaking, if the individual likes music, but you can get more granular in knowing they like country music specifically, and both tags are now associated with that entry. So taking a look at the setup a little bit closer, creating and organizing tags is quite simple as well. You'll see on the screenshot there, you can just click create tag. If the tag manager is something you are interested in and don't have it enabled on your account, go ahead and comment in the chat. So outside of the Q&A, which account or accounts you'd like this added to, and we can get it added free of charge, or you can reach out in our support chat as well and mention that you'd like to get it added, or if you'd like more information. And finally, let's talk about the new download tab. This was an update that technically was made in 2023, but pushed live just after the new year, and it's our new download tab. Again, with the screenshots up on the screen, you'll notice that if you click into the download tab, if you have access to that, things are rearranged a little bit. So I just wanted to point out a few of these features. By leaving the start and end date blank, then you'll be downloading from within the entire date range of your campaign, but you can also customize days. So if you want to download daily or weekly, you have those options as well. Under advanced fields, you'll see a familiar site, the distinct entries, which is one row per user, or not distinct, which shows all entries. So if I entered your contest 10 times, it would show my information 10 times as a completed entry. Also, if it's a syndicated campaign, you'll notice that you can include the syndicated results there now as well. So all of that is now under the download tab. So you don't have to rely on batch operations in the syndication tab. You can also select all or select none. A little cautionary tale is right here up on the screen. You'll see Ryan Lawrence downloaded 0 records on that screenshot. That's because he hadn't selected any of the syndicated results there. And I'm covering up my 0 with the other screenshot. So I come out looking like I knew what I was doing the first time. But what's nice about the new download tab is you'll notice that there's a download icon next to the records number. This download icon remains available for a week, so you don't actually have to re-download from our servers. What it does is behind the scenes, it puts it kind of in a staging area, and it's available for 7 days. So if you need to re-download it or have access to that file, that's available for 7 days without having to re-download the file. So that really speeds up the process and queries of this campaign information. Also, you can add notes on why it was downloaded and so forth, and you can see who's responsible for the downloading. Another screenshot that I wanted to point out here is when you're in the home screen. So let's just paint a scenario here. Your contest has 100,000 entries. If you've dealt with our platform in the past, you may have noticed that either it'll prompt you to send an email, or maybe it's timed out and it's taken several tries. Well, those days are over now, which is super exciting. What happens is if you have a larger download, it's going to add it to a queue, and you'll see a little notification icon when you have downloads available in that queue. So if you click the download button, you can now navigate away from the download tab. You can go about your day. You can go into other accounts, download other information if you need to. And once it's downloaded, it should be right there, ready and waiting for you to save the file to your computer and make life a lot more easy. So this was a huge advantage to the new download tab, one that I was really excited to share with you, and one I wanted to make sure we included in the updates.
Yep. Hey, everyone. As mentioned before, I don't know if anybody's just tuning in now, but my name is Ross Solano, and I represent the product team here at Audience. Been here for about 5 years, but yeah, let's jump into this. So one thing that I wanted to kind of touch on is why we decided to do this now, kind of where our efforts or where our minds were when we decided to upgrade our database. So one of the biggest things that we were trying to do, or we've noticed, was the download. Just being able to access all of the data was starting to get very slow. And I think this was probably due to the fact that more and more campaigns are starting to get a lot more data. You think about syndication, syndicated campaigns or national campaigns, and the amount of different accounts that had users and pretty much all the data we were trying to aggregate together and being able to give it to you, it started to take a long time. And we started to notice more and more that downloads are starting to time out. And we noticed that we were just starting to get a lot more entries. So we decided that our commitment was going to be to um, just solidify the foundation. We see that growth is happening and we wanted to get you your data when you needed it. So with this new database, the biggest things were that we saw was pretty much increasing the capacity for data storage, the download speeds, better data organization for all of us, and then also real-time stats. You have your data to be able to make better decisions. We felt like, hey, let's kind of just let you for the mindset of we just want you to grow as much as you can. Collect all the data you needed. We needed to make sure that they were always available to you. Um, I don't think the capacity for data storage were ever an issue, but it was accessing that data that started to become a problem. We decided that this past year we are going to solidify the foundation, kind of rework the way that things were currently going because we are anticipating or expecting a lot of growth. We as a company, we grow when you grow, and being able to give you more of those the data points to make better decisions, a better solution to capture more data. As Tim mentioned before, with the with cookies going away, there's a lot of features that we will be missing out on the internet. But how can we provide a solution, um, not to replace cookies entirely, but have a bunch of the core features that we enjoyed from it? So growing together. So what does the database and what can we expect from it? And what was the purpose for it? Um, yeah, last year we were all about zero party data, and you probably saw that in a lot of our marketing campaign. Is just being able to collect more data. More data means more value. The more value you're able to offer to those that you're sponsoring or those that are sponsoring campaigns, being able to make better decisions based on engagement activity. We had a question in here earlier about being able to track attribution and where that came from. That is something we want to start looking at now that we have a better solution in the database. We did take a lot of time in making sure that we found the right solution. As you're familiar, I don't know if it's been mentioned, but we are using single store, and it is yeah, um, a very popular solution out there. But we just wanted to make sure that the database we selected, it made sense for what we were doing, because we have a very unique workflow that we offer. The more data that you have, the more that you can offer, the better decisions you can make stems from having your data available to you, gathering more different types of data if needed, and even being able to have your data in one place so that you can personalize and retarget when needed. It's the exact same foundation. Maybe we beefed it up a little bit more. If it was concrete, we threw in, more rebar and expanded the pad a little bit, but we're committed to growth. We want you to grow.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much for jumping in and sharing some of the thoughts behind that. I do have a little bit of a panel discussion to throw you in the hot seat, but you may have already answered some of these questions. So thanks again.
Yeah.
Also, this pink really does a number on me, reflecting on my face. Looks like I'm in a submarine here. So anyway, real quick, I saw a follow-up question from Charlotte. This was on me. She follows up talking about the leads portal. She asks, would I be able to select information not to be sent over, like the total entry or social share information? There isn't a feature there to not share that information on the stats of the leads portal. But that is a great suggestion. One thing you can do is select what PII or personal information is sent over. So if you don't want to send the phone number or other areas that they've answered within the user fields of the form, then you can omit that from the leads portal there. But that is a great suggestion. Maybe the campaign isn't off to a great start, and you need some time to kind of build it up, and don't want to alarm your partners of lower engagement numbers. Then I could see where that comes into play. So that is a great follow-up question there. Thank you. But how do these changes align with our broader strategic goals? It looks like you may have already answered that.
Oh yeah, I think our broader strategic goals, yeah, we just want to be able to help you to grow more, be able to sell more, be able to. We're really only as valuable as our clients use us, right? So a lot of our tools will be based around being able to do just that. We're committed to growth, and that's not growth with us, but that's growth with everybody that uses our platform. It's grow your database. We really feel like, and I think you've seen this around. This is a pretty common theme with a lot of software companies is being able to own your own data. When you look at a user's experience or those that are entering a campaign, right? Um, Being able to personalize that experience for them is something we're trying to get to. We have this saying in our product team that the audience is getting smarter, so we need to get smarter with it. Um, and we feel like this is sort of the first step into getting there.
Awesome.
Able to build the foundation so that let's say in the future we come up with these different engagement types. It's relevant for the audience, for the newer audience, and just getting at it. Yeah, it's really trying to prep for as we go out, we start these cool different experiences. We're gathering more data. It's a new way to engage.
I I hadn't heard that mantra from the dev team and the product team. That's cool. Like the audience is getting smarter. And it made me realize like early internet days. Yes, I remember early internet days. You see a form, you fill it out.
Yeah.
Now, here it is 20, 30 years later. And it's like, what are the implications of me giving this information? Uh, and so you have to have that strategy behind it. You have to let your users know, your participants know exactly what is going to be done with that data, and build that trust. But when you do, you really are owning your own audience there. So I like that. Um, Real quick, how is user engagement and experience considered in these changes?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things were just the download speed or the accessibility. We started to see that come in a lot more often. Even before, I mean, we kind of saw that um, we started to get a lot more downloads and we started to rely on client success to, hey, can you get this report for us type of request. And it just was like, oh, yeah, I think we need to find a better solution. Seeing all those requests kind of reemphasized that we needed to do something different just because, yeah, we wanted to grow. So we really wanted to find the right solution that could help all of us. But we really wanted to find something that could not just fix the solution, but also give us more benefits. We feel like data helps you to make better decisions. So not just accessing it, but be able to analyze it better. Main priorities, growth and accessibility. Now going forward, now that we have the foundation set, manage and analyze it better. Yes. So now that we have the data, being able to go forward, you'll see better management tools and better analyzation tools. I think there was a question asked earlier about seeing a year over year chart being added back to the dashboard. And I think so you'll start to see a little bit more of that being added to the dashboard. And I think that's where I was going with the live stats, is that was sort of like a glimpse of what we can do.
Mhm.
So now you'll start to see better graphs, you'll start to see better numbers, you'll start to see a better breakdown or analyzation of the stats that you already have.
Great. Thanks, Ross. Yeah, I think we can see that in our day-to-day lives. Like maybe you're driving the same road every single day to work, and then all of a sudden they start tearing up an intersection, and you're like, I could get through that intersection just fine. Why are they changing it? But once they're done and the bigger picture is shown, maybe it takes a little tear down to rebuild something a little bit better.
Yeah.
We just ask for your patience on this, and we are grateful for all of you and all the feedback and input that you've been able to give us as well. Wrapping things up, I just wanted to highlight that there are those things that may not seem apparent right out of the box, but they do play a crucial role in the overall success of these implemented strategies, like the tag manager, the leads portal, the real-time stats, all the stuff that we've touched on. Great. And then I just want to take a look at the poll results. We had some great participation there, 81%. And just right in theme, it looks like the more popular option was the more reporting and analytic tools, but not far behind or all the other things that we asked about as well. So we can take a look at these opinions and know what our customers want. So thank you for participating in that poll. So in summary, we learned about all the changes that were made in 2023 that really can impact you as an admin within the audience platform. And I've found it very insightful, what Ross was able to share as well concerning the why behind we did all of these things. So to wrap things up, just wanted to let you all know, just remind you that we are an all-in-one platform to grow and own your audience. Over 1 million campaigns are created, over 1 billion data points collected, 800 million interactions, and 600 plus integrations. So thank you for contributing to all of that. Of course, on the screen is also a way to get in touch with us. Thank you so much for attending, and we can't wait to see you on the next one. Have a great rest of your day.